What's happening, people? Christopher Lamar Johnson once again with the CLJ Show for You. And we're on location here in Atlanta, Georgia, with my good friend,
Larry Eagglin, a.k.a. Stagga Lee Henzil.
And he's going to tell you who he is, what he does, and why he likes to do it. His passion.
All right. Well, I introduced myself as Larry Eagglin, a.k.a. Stagga Lee, so I guess I should start with the Stagga Lee side of things.
Go ahead, brother. Whatever you feel like.
Good for you to be here in my humble home. Well,
thank you for letting me know.
Absolutely. So the Stagga Lee thing is that's my radio moniker. Okay. And when I started radio, I've been in radio 19 years.
That's a long time.
At WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta and streaming live at WRFG.org.
You been there all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Absolutely.
Veterans, you're good veterans.
And I've been on the air for that long. I've also served several capacities over there as event coordinator.
Okay.
I've served on the board of directors over there a number of years, the executive committee over there a number of years, and I am an underwriting representative with WRFG as well. But the Stagga Lee came in when I started. I started with just Lee, which is an acronym for my whole name, my first, middle, my government name.
Okay, government name.
Yeah. My first, middle, and last name, Lee.
I got you.
And this brother, who I know very well, I consider him to be one of Atlanta's favorite drummers, Ken Canito Murray.
Okay.
He started calling me Stagga Lee, and I was aware of Stagga Lee, of course,
right?
Because I play the blues, by the way, on the air. And so it kind of clicked. I said, yeah, Stagga Lee. So I co-opted that and been Stagga Lee ever since on the air. Now, I've owned and operated a rehearsal space for about 17 years.
Oh man, we missed it too.
But I shut down my last location about a year ago. Decided to cut my losses. Working smart now. I don't regret it.
Right.
Working smart.
I regret it. We missed that place, guy.
Well, there's blessings in the lessons, and
right.
what I learned was to negotiate.
There you go.
Negotiate. You only get what you negotiate.
My business is business.
And I was excited about getting in the building, and I didn't necessarily negotiate, so I moved in right away because I felt like it was mine. This was the last location for the rehearsal space, and we decided to add a special event component there as well.
Right. Well
done. I took that moniker, Stagga Lee, over to this latest space, and I was there for 2.5 years, and it was called Stagga Lee's Good Time Emporium. Just had a nice ring. I'm a man that moves on spirit. So that just came to me. I ain't giving much thought. It's just, Stagga Lee's Good Time Emporium. What you're looking for is looking for you. I live by that motto. Yeah. So that's what Stagga Lee is all about. And I might add this. I'm gonna keep that under wraps. But there's I did a lot of research on the real Stagga Lee, whose name is Lee Shelton.
Okay.
Originally out of Texas, like myself, Houston, Texas. I don't think he was from Houston, Texas, but he was living in St. Louis, and that's when everything went down. And he shot Billy, and it was around Christmas time. My birthday happens to be Christmas Eve. Okay. So a lot of things were kind of like parallel to his life. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So anyway, but when Stagga Lee was around, who shot Billy, y'all might know that through the song or whatever.
James Bryant's song,
Stagga Lee. A lot of books about it. A lot of writings online. We have the internet at our fingertips. So it's a wealth of information in regards to Stagga Lee, whose real name again, Lee Shelton. But he was a prominent man in post Reconstruction St. Louis. He was really in politics, and we talking about an era when black people had the right to vote, but yet there were forces that were vehemently opposed to black folks voting. So and black people were discouraged from voting via through a lot of violence and what have you. As a matter of fact, the KKK wasn't created until after slavery. you know, post Reconstruction era. But anyway, so they had a lot of clubs, black political clubs, organizations in St. Louis and around the country, and a lot of the major cities, you know, then. And so Stagga Lee was a part of that, and they usually met in a tavern or something. And Stagga Lee was, or Lee Shelton was into a whole lot of other stuff too. But you got to do what you got to do, you know, given the circumstances. You know, as we kind of still do now. But a lot of things then, you know, would be considered illegal now. But given the circumstances and the condition of our people in this country, you know, hey, it is what it is. And it's funny because I used to think about that when I owned and operated Stagga Lee's Good Time Emporium. But sometimes we had to do things that were kind of under the table to stay above water, so to speak. So it is what it is.
That's right.
But yeah, Lee Shelton, check him out. That's his real name. But yeah.
Tell us more about WRFG. What's the date?
WRFG has been in existence for 45 years. As a matter of fact, we celebrated 45 years this year in July. It is a multicultural community radio station, meaning that we appeal or we broadcast to everyone, regardless of race, political affiliation, sexual orientation, age, gender, etc. As a matter of fact, that's included in our mission statement. We're the voice of the voiceless, people who are denied access to mainstream media because of, you know, class, race, sex, you know, etc. So we have, with us being a multicultural radio station, we have quite a diverse array of programming. So we program everything from blues to bluegrass to East Indian music to Caribbean music, Zydeco, which kind of falls under the blues things, but you know, and jazz too. And the list goes, Celtic music, the list goes on and on and on. We also have public affairs programming, which is progressive programming, the type of programming that is factual, not fake news. It's the stuff that the mainstream media won't touch or doesn't broadcast for whatever reasons. You know, maybe backlash from their sponsors, you know, or just plain, or maybe they just aren't in line with that type of thinking, or it's a matter of just fear in general from public backlash, you know. But so we call it progressive news. As a matter of fact, our tagline is, "We are your station for progressive information and hand-picked quality music," meaning that we don't stick to a playlist or format handed down to us by some, you know, our operations manager or program director. You know, we do stay within the lines of our genre. You know, like I play the blues, so you know it's gonna be blues, but you know, the blues that I program is quite diverse. I touch on a lot of different types of blues.
And there are different types. People don't understand.
Exactly.
Different types.
Exactly.
Different areas.
Exactly. So, and what the program that I host is called the Blues Therapy Show and Dance. The Blues Therapy Show and Dance, which falls in line with the Good Morning Blues program block, which airs Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. drive time. And there's 10 different installments Monday through Friday.
And what time you say you can catch you in?
I'm on Wednesday mornings, 8 till 10 a.m. So
Wednesday morning,
8 to 10 a.m. Yeah.
Catch you.
So Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta, and or streaming live at WRFG.org. And each day we have Good Morning Blues Part 1 and Part 2. I'm Part 2 on Wednesday. So we have 10 different shades of the blues. The particular program that I host, what we attempt to do is exemplify how all these various forms of American popular music are all relative, all connected, and ultimately stem from the blues. And even before the blues, we go back to spirituals and work songs and as they call field hollers and stuff like that. All of it, you know, stemming from slavery in this country and ultimately going across the water to the motherland, to Africa. Now, WRFG, we're listener supported radio for the most part. Therefore, we have pledge drives.
Okay.
3 times a year, spring, summer, and fall. As a matter of fact, this week we just kicked off our fall pledge drive Monday.
Okay.
And it runs for 3 weeks until November 4th. So if you're so inspired, you can always donate online. We listener supported, have been for 45 years at WRFG.org, or you can call any time of the day because we're on 24 hours, 404-523-8989, and pledge your support. Whatever your budget dictates that you donate, the main thing is to donate because we have cost factors, from office supplies to all of the events that we throw. We have a small paid staff. We have equipment malfunctions and we have to purchase new equipment. The main thing is our utilities.
Yeah.
Lights, talking about a 24/7, 7 days a week 24/7 operation all year long.
Speaking of events, tell them about some of the events that you host, the community activities that WRFG have participated in the past, what you got on going.
Absolutely. Well, the main thing, it was one of my favorite events, was the Wednesday Wind Down concert series in downtown Atlanta.
Ever popular. Everybody knows about that.
Yeah. So we had a good time, and a few other radio stations were involved with that. So each Wednesday, April through September, a different radio station would host. So April through September, that's what, about April, May, June, July, August, September. So 6 installments. So we had 6 installments. Each radio station would have, every Wednesday. 4 times a month.
Yeah.
So 4 times a month times 6. So about 24 installments.
We need to bring that back.
Huh?
We need to bring that back.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It was 6 installments. I was like, 24, that's a lot. No, every Wednesday of every month, different radio station hosts.
Right.
So we were once a month each month. So that's 6.
Okay,
yeah. So that was great. I was the event coordinator for that. So I was in charge of doing the booking for Wednesday Wind Down concert series and obtaining our sponsors and vendors. So it was a lot of work, but it was a labor of love, as it is just working with the station.
Right.
And we every month we would our station, unlike the other stations, not saying anything negative about the other stations, but us being a multicultural station, we reflected that each month. We were able to change it up.
Right.
So we weren't the classic R&B station. We weren't the hip hop station.
Exactly.
We weren't the all jazz station, which is what they exemplified every month. The same type of music. We would probably kick off with the blues. We'd have some soul music, R&B,
right,
jazz, usually in May because we would partner up with the Atlanta Jazz Festival. Latin, Caribbean music, we would mix it up a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Another event we're involved with, I just mentioned the Atlanta Jazz Festival. I helped to, reestablish a relationship with the Atlanta Jazz Festival. Okay. And now the WRFG Jazz Department pretty much handles all of that now. As a matter of fact, we host a stage over there every year, the international stage, appropriately, because we international at WRFG.
That's right, international.
We consider ourselves international, really. So WRFG is a beautiful thing, man. It's community radio, multicultural radio. Because of listener support, when the radio station started, it broadcast 10 watts. With 100,000 watts now because of listener support.
Right.
And the folks that started the station were considered to be radicals. As a matter of fact, they were under surveillance. We're probably still under surveillance just because of what we brought.
Right.
But not in that same.
Yeah, we all are.
Not in the same obvious way that it was in the early 70s.
Right.
Because in the early 70s, WRFG was pretty much started by the founders were pretty much revolutionaries. So you had hippies and Black Panthers.
Oh yeah.
So it was
Woodstock was like that.
Yeah. And
Woodstock era.
And people were living an alternative lifestyle then. When I say alternative, the gay and that lifestyle. But these people were involved with kicking off the station. Folks who weren't down really with the status quo. But we persevered, and here we are, standing strong and getting better all the time, man, and continuously bringing in younger people to always renew the energy there, which is a good thing. And I was so pleased. As a matter of fact, last time we met, the volunteer meeting there, a younger generation were kind of facilitating the meeting, and they did a wonderful job, and it's always good to see. You can't hold on to it forever. You have to know when to pass the baton, so to speak. Yeah, so that's WRFG.
So you don't consider yourself just a grown folks radio station. You just, gender.
Yeah.
And not gender, but just age.
Age. I mean, from 8 to 80.
8 to 80.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we do have a program that's been on the air for, I know, more than a decade. It's called Youth Speaks. Okay. Which is produced by young people, and when I say young people, anywhere from there like 13 to 18.
Okay.
And they produce this, and it ain't the same young people that were there
right
a decade ago. A few of them may be, because they kind of grown up, and now they kind of supervising, so to speak, okay. Making sure the younger people that they're bringing in are in place. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Youth Speak. So we appeal to everybody. And folks talk about grown folks music. I'll give you an example of grown folks music. One of my heroes, DJ Gene Hopkins, is his name. He's on each and every Saturday morning, 6 till 9 a.m. Okay. He hosts a show called Doo-Wop and Rhythm.
Oh, Dusty's, huh?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He throws down. And he's a legendary vocalist who sang with a plethora of doo-wop groups. Okay. His name is Gene Tompkins. I think I said Hopkins. Gene Tompkins. So if you want to do some research on
when is he on? What time is he on?
Saturday mornings, 6 till 9 a.m. each and every Saturday.
More like Spotlight.
Doo-wop and Rhythm. Exactly.
Spotlight. Yeah.
Exactly. And you can listen to Youngblood after 9.
I didn't want to mention his name.
Yeah. It's all good. Youngblood is good people, man.
Oh, man.
He does his thing. It's necessary.
He's the best. He's one of the best. He's somebody.
I picked up some things from Youngblood. As I picked up some things from my colleagues at WRFG as well.
Yeah, we all have, man.
So we hey,
gotta give a shout out to them, all of them. We all
absolutely.
We all love this thing, and we all doing it for the love, and we're blessed to do it.
Yeah, we stand on the shoulders of giants. So so that's the legacy worth preserving, protecting, and carrying forward. Because mediocrity is not an option.
Well, what's your take on the current state of radio right now, as far as not saying you're trying to step on anybody's toes or tell anybody to do, but what do you like to hear when you tune into the radio?
I like to hear diversity.
There you go.
Which mainstream radio, commercial radio lacks.
Yeah, same
totally.
Stuff all the time. You're predictable. They're very predictable.
Yeah, but I get it. They're in business, and it's all about their bottom line, them advertising dollars.
Yeah, advertising dollars.
And although payola is illegal,
payola, they still
stations.
I am a veteran, and my victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
I am a veteran. My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
My victory was finishing my education.
Mine is proving a disability is not a limitation.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory is having my new battle buddy.
As veterans face their challenges, DAV is there to help for victories great and small.
I'm a veteran, and my victory is getting the help I needed to put my life back together.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support.
I'm a veteran. My victory is being there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Stations work around that by having like promotional tiers. Oh, yeah. So a lot of artists or their artist representatives go into the stations and pay a certain amount. They're laid out for you. Pay a certain amount for so many spins a day or a week or what have you. So you have that same song on the hour every hour, which when you're young you're a kid, you know, that's cute and everything. But you know, me, you know, as a musician, as a music lover all my life, who appreciates a diverse array of music, I don't appreciate commercial radio now. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, because you're not uplifting, as I just spoke of, the legacy. When I speak of the legacy, let's be blunt, black music. The legacy of black music, you're not uplifting it. You know, we're about growth.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Every major musical shift in this country, in American popular music, comes from us. Yeah. From Robert Johnson to Charlie Parker to Miles to Jimi Hendrix. I mean, the list goes on. We have some folks in hip hop who have done that as well. Yeah. Major shifts. So, to me, you know, commercial radio, black radio, is not doing it. Is not doing it. Not uplifting our musical legacy.
So is
that, in fact, they're killing it.
Is that what you include as one of your top changes? If they will say, okay, Larry, we're gonna give you the keys, and we're gonna put you over, let's say Radio 1, which should be over everything. If we're gonna put you in charge of all the programming in the United States of America, or just the Southeast,
the region,
you know what I'm saying? What would that be one of your top changes?
I would get rid of their playlists.
Oh yeah.
And basically, it wouldn't be about, you know, what people deem as popular, because they only deem something as popular because they're programmed. That's why we call it radio program. So, you know, a lot of people may give you the whole thing, but well, this is what the people want. No, the people want it because you feed it to them every hour on the hour. Yeah. You know, and if you did the same thing with what I consider to be quality music, you know, they gonna want that too. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
I told an artist not too long ago, and I tell a lot of them, those playlists to get you played out sometimes.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Can I use that?
Yeah, you use
I like that. I like that. Playlist to get you played out.
You know what I'm saying? Now, true countdown is that's driven by people input.
Right.
Is what you might want to gauge about the sales at. Not just the airplay and the spins, like I said, because that's manipulated. Yeah. But plays will get you played out. Yeah. Still got to go back. If you truly a people station, then the people need to have a voice in there.
Hello.
You know, they need to make it move.
And I don't know what happened with the people station, local people station, and they're all across the country.
You still got one?
You know, the affiliates, you know, they still use that tag, the people station. But it seemed to happen overnight. You know, they're not going out into the community anymore that I know of. You know, and it's like, so, and you still have people over there, you know, 40 and maybe 50 plus, who are playing music that I know they can't relate to.
No.
And you still doing it. You still doing
the name right.
Yeah, you still doing the countdown for the high schoolers. You know, so I you know, it's like it's weird to me. That's weird. So to answer your question though, if I was over the Southeast region, I would basically go and have my way. I would basically go in, give the current employees the option of leaving or staying, but this is how it's going to be done. Only quality music. Only quality music. As a matter of fact, nothing that degenerates women. You know, no bashing of any type. No. As a matter of fact, we'll be a tolerant radio station. Right. And only the best music. More live instrumentation. You know? I don't have anything, you know, there's nothing wrong with drum machines. And, like, you know, we're in the digital age. Let's get real about it. You know, I appreciate that. I can appreciate that when it comes from somebody who uses it artistically. Correct. Who has the gift. That's right. And everybody ain't got the gift. No, they don't. You know what I'm saying? But it would be a nice balance, a nice array of music, and multi-generational, all in one station, like it used to be, like the radio I remember coming up on in the 70s. You know, black radio shit. Excuse my language. You can edit that out.
No, we don't edit nothing right here.
Black radio would play, you know, like a Teddy Pendergrass song, and follow it up with maybe Queen, Another One Bites the Dust.
Yep, mix it up.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, you know, so it was it was interesting. White radio was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, they play that same Queen song or another Queen song that was more rock and quote unquote rock and roll, and followed up with some Sly in the Family Stone. Thank you for letting me be myself again. So, you know, we've lost that, and as divisive as this country is now, you know, we can't afford to continue to be divisive, and that's what's happened. That's what's happening. So again, if it was up to me, I would lay it down. Hey, we're going to be a more diverse station. We're going to be in service to the community and be a real people station.
There you go.
And that means going out and doing a lot of outreach, and the outreach that we will be doing will reflect in the programming. Because it hurt my heart in the late 90s, which is when that big shift, I think, began. The people station here, and I think they may be called the big station now, but they would go out into the community, you know, especially around the holidays, and do like drives for people who were having some maybe economic challenges or whatever, or you know, at times they would do the whole gun buyback program, which I didn't necessarily agree with. However, you're bringing light to black on black crime. Ultimately, they would, you know, and teenage pregnancy, etc. And then, you know, they would play a song that would totally contradict what they're trying to do. Yeah, you know, it would totally it was counterproductive, you know. So that was always just, and that's when I kind of started drifting away from all of that. And not ironically, but synchronically, that's about the time I really got involved with WRFG, which was really about it, you know, being about it.
You remember? I'm gonna cut short, but you remember what I used to like about we were talking about the payola thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think 1 or 2 radio stations still do it, but they used to have to make it or break it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or kissing, dissing, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But they'll play a song. Like certain DJ, maybe 6 o'clock in the afternoon sometimes.
Rush of the Flesh.
You know, they'll play something like that. They'll play the song up, and then let the people call up and say, hey, do you want to keep it on, or do we want to throw it away? Yeah.
Do they do that? Does anybody do that anymore? I know we have a sister that does that, Miss Dia.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, 1 or 2 stations. In Columbus, Georgia, is a station I used to listen to all the time. They would know what to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't listen to much radio now. You know,
right.
I don't have time, but.
You say Columbus, Georgia?
Yeah, Fox 105.
Yeah, is that Edgar Champagne? Is he on that station?
No, that was him. No, he used to be on 105.
Okay, gotcha.
Montgomery.
Columbus. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Columbus, Lorenzo.
Yeah, I don't
know him.
Man, it's been so long out since I've been down.
Oh, okay.
A long time, almost 20-something years.
Okay, I thought those. You know, I know you're in radio, man.
Yeah,
and, I know you got some folks.
1 minute.
You maintain a relationship with. Yeah.
We're gonna also take the time to give a shout out to our sponsors. BluesandOldSchoolForYou.net, 24/7 online radio station. Ourselves, CLJ Media Corporation. We thank Mr. Larry.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Stagga Lee one more
time. Great necessary work.
And we're gonna do a part 2 of this, or we're gonna get you back again. How you wanna do it?
Hey, I'm following instructions, man.
All right. Well, we're gonna catch you on the second time.
All right.
He's gonna talk about a little bit more.
All right.
But right now, CLJ for CLJ Show for You. Peace. We're not begging, but we're buying.